Over the course of my life, I've encountered some of the world's most remarkable species of animals. Only now do I realise just how lucky I've been. Many of these wonders seem set to disappear forever.
The UN panel of experts has found that 1 million animal and plant species face extinction.
It is worse than expected. This is happening much faster than we've ever seen before.
Is apparent. We can see that sea levels are rising and even the Amazon rainforest is burning. What are we doing? We are slowly killing Mother Earth. So what can we do to stop this? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to thank Melta for giving us the opportunity to share our experience learning through PBL. I am Se Haiming. Along with me are Julian Lopez and Yong Zijie, and we are here as eco-writers. We were given a chance to partner up with fellow students and friends from Year 8 to write about teenagers' books on controversial environmental issues. We worked in a group of 3 to develop a book about animals and its ecosystem using ecological concepts. Through this project, we learned the specific ecosystem that is the focus of the book, ecology. We also evaluated the best ways to rectify the human effect on an ecosystem, following up with the best method in the resolution of the book, and lastly, to visit the lower level and give a few books to our bright juniors. We learn to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective techniques, relevant descriptive details, and well-structured sequences. We used our knowledge on art to design the layout and covers. Our learning goal was to learn together, as a team, as partners, as a unit, so that we could synergize together and strengthen our bonds as friends. Basically cross-curriculum. As suggested in the key of topics of coverage, there are concepts that we need to learn based on our focus, content, and the prior knowledge which needs bio, conservation, and ecosystem services. Which same goes for our literacy skills. We learn how to present ideas with evidence by coming out with a plot system and presenting it. Firstly, reading informational text. We read multiple scientific fictional readings. Second, we then engaged in collaborative conversation, where we conducted discussions with our team members, the pets at the zoo, and zookeepers. And lastly, expository writing. We exposed facts about the local tiger population, logging, and how human activities became the main culprit in causing the tiger population to dwindle. Over and above that, the success skills we learned are communication and creativity. We learned how to communicate effectively as a group with the teachers, our partner class, and our external source of information, the zoo vets and zoologists. For creativity, we incorporated a cross-curriculum which involves English, biology science, and arts. We managed to publish 2 books. The central theme is saving the environment, to teach teenagers to be more environmentally responsive. Both works had the same central theme, objective and goal, but it has different storylines, style of writing, and moral. We hope to recuperate the ecosystem. We want to give out hope for the ecosystem. We help to make the ecosystem shine again.
Good afternoon, I'm Julian Lopez and I'm here to present our methodology for this PBL project. Firstly, we learned the development of plot writing. We created these 2 special books and meticulously studied the plot system. We learned how to build characters and develop them into lovable personalities which the readers can relate to. This creates the effect where the reader can personally connect to the characters. Next, we have the introduction to allegory. We read about the Dr. Seuss classic, The Lorax, and we utilized the moral and the allegory writing style to build a strong plot for our books. From The Lorax, we were also able to learn about our environment and how a single greedy person will be able to single-handedly decimate an entire ecosystem. Next up, we conducted a class experiment and created a soil erosion model. Our class prepared an entire model to understand how human activities destroy the environment. We formed 2 groups and gathered materials such as plastic bottles and different types of soil such as mulch, potting soil, and stones, as well as some plants. We built the models during our class time and recorded the progress of the soil for 7 days by watering it. We concluded that the bottle with the most plants retained 90% of its soil. This further demonstrates the fact that plants do help to hold soil together and can prevent landslides from occurring. Shows that logging causes natural disasters because the roots of the trees are unable to hold the wet soil together, which can cause flash floods. This is the effect of human intervene with nature. After our soil erosion experiment, our class conducted a fish in a bowl model experiment. For this experiment, we utilized various foods and sweets to represent fishes, sharks, and whales. We had mass amounts of sweets to represent the fish, and had little amounts of sweets to represent sharks and whales. We used different tools such as chopsticks and large soup spoons to show how overfishing affects the fish population. Our class learned that we should practice sustainable fishing to prevent the overfishing caused by big fishing boats using nets.
For our field research, we went to the Zoo Negara to obtain information about the animals we wrote books about. In July of 2022, we went to the Zoo Negara to do the research we needed. Inside the zoo, there was a veterinary hospital that we were going to head in and ask the professionals about our curiosity. The first thing we did was visit the veterinary hospital. Inside the hospital were many rooms filled with medicine, operating tables, preserved specimens in jars, past photos of achievements, and a few offices. And at the back of the hospital, there are some enclosures for the sickened animals for the vets. The veterinarians helped us a lot by answering all of our questions about the animals, and they were all extremely friendly. Not only that, they also brought us to the back of the hospital for us to observe the animals with demonstration and explanation on how they take care of these poor animals. Having our questions answered by the professionals, we went to the enclosures of the animals that we were going to write books about, the giant panda and the brave tiger. We closely observed them in their natural habitat to see what they usually do. There were also signs in front of the enclosure to properly explain about the animals in detail. And lastly, for the survey, we had asked the younger students about their opinion on their favorite animal. The two animals that were loved by most were the panda and the tiger, and that's why we decided on writing books about those two beloved animals.
We personally think that the entire PBL learning experience was nothing but exciting and insightful. We were able to learn things in an entirely different method and approach, leading us to fully immerse ourselves in the learning process. Previously, we were only able to look at a subject based on what we learned individually, but now we can finally link the chains to see the bigger picture.
PBL has not only allowed us to explore the possibility of cross-curriculum learning, it also allows us to venture into new disciplines and ideas where textbook fails to provide us. The Though the process was tough and tedious, the end result was very much worth every single second. By conjoining all the scientific, linguistic, and artistic knowledge we have gained from this, we learned how to create something out of nothing.
Finally, we would like to thank Melda and our school teachers for giving us the opportunity to be able to go on a new path of exploration and discovery. Without your efforts, we would not be able to complete this undertaking. Thank you again and see you next year. Bye.